Hello, my lovely friends. My name is Ava, and here are 10 romances with the never been kissed trope. This is, I believe, the third recommendation video that I have, so I'll leave my other two linked down below if you would like more recommendations. But I love this trope because there's something about someone getting their first kiss that I absolutely love. It's probably because I was a late bloomer. I didn't get my first kiss till I was 18. So I had so much hype leading up to that first kiss, and I just love how people teach these other people how to kiss as well, because it happens a lot. I love these so much, so I hope that y'all enjoy. First one that I have is Whispers of the Deep by Emma Hamm. This is a fantasy monster romance with mermaids. So in this fantasy world, it is very hard to live above the water. There's constant tsunamis, hurricanes, like it is not safe. So humans have created these underwater city domes that they live in, and with this, they've ruined some of the underwater life. And so the native merfolk have decided to try and kill as many humans as possible because they ruined their world. So this book starts out with our hero kidnapping our heroine, first trying to kill her, and then kidnapping her and taking her to an underwater cave, and is fully planning on killing her, but ends up falling in love with her instead. I love this one so much. The hero, his people, they don't kiss, and so the heroine teaches him, and I love it so much. We have a few monster alien ones because a lot of the time in alien romances, the alien species or the monster in question doesn't know what kissing is, and so the human has to teach them. So that's what happens in Wor Sky by Ruby Dixon. This one takes place on a planet called Rizda 3, which is a planet full of human refugees who have been taken illegally from Earth and have been rescued. They have nowhere else to go, so they decide to live on Rizda 3. The heroine of the story, she's on the back. She decides that she does not want to be a farmer on this planet like many other humans, and she decides to ask the ruler of the planet, kind of the creator of this refugee planet, hey, I need a better purpose in life. I don't like farming. So he tests her with helping rehabilitate this alien man. His name is Krulden. He has amnesia. He does not know what's going on. And yeah, it turns out he's actually a clone though. He's a clone of this barbaric, horrible, gladiator who was a slave gladiator, and he's a clone. He has no memory, he doesn't know what's going on, but he's very violent towards other people. He's locked up right now for his own safety and other people's safety. The ruler of the planet basically tells our heroine, hey, if you help us calm this guy down, try and tell him we don't want anything bad to happen to him. We just want him to calm down and realize no one is out to kill him. We're not out to kill him. And so she decides to befriend this alien man and ends up falling in love with him throughout the process. He's never kissed anyone, so she definitely teaches him. I have the first two books in the Severi Mate series. The first one is Taken to Veraxia. These books are by Elizabeth Stevens. So the first book in the series, our heroine is an alien-human hybrid. She lives on this slave moon, and that's orbiting the planet Veraxia. The hero of the story is the ruler of the planet Veraxia, and he realizes that some funds are going towards this moon. He's nothing is on that moon. What is going on? What is going on over there? So he decides to go to it to figure out what's going on, and finds out that it is full of slaves. And he's what is going on? And he's able to sense his fated mate is on this moon. His fated mate is a slave. And he's oh, heck no. So he ends up tracking her down, finding her, and taking her to his home. She is absolutely terrified of him because all she's known her whole life is that his people rape and kill her people. He's trying to talk her down, have her trust him, try and show her that she has nothing to fear, and yeah, they're fated mates. It's really good. His people don't kiss, so she has to teach him how to kiss. Same thing with Taken to Nobu, which is the next book in this series. And this one takes place on an ice planet. I love this one so much. I love both of these books, but this one's my favorite. Kiki is our heroine, and we met her in book number 1, and she's been used and abused by those people who made her a slave, and she does not want to be under the thumb of a man ever again in her life. The hero is just so incredibly patient and kind with her, and I was I want you in my life, but I know that you have experienced a lot of trauma in yours, so we can take this as slow as you want, or you don't have to be with me, just I want you to be happy. And Freeing Luca by Victoria Aveline is another alien romance. This is the second book in her Clickanian series. Women have been illegally abducted from Earth and are being experimented on Clickania by some evil guys. And our heroine is one of the people in the cells that they're going to be experimenting on, and they end up throwing her in the same cell as this alien creature they kidnapped, or alien man, sorry, not creature, alien man. They ended up kidnapping on Clickania, who's chained up. His mating marks appear, and turns out they're fated mates, and these scientists are going to try and use that to their benefit, and she's going to try and help Luca like escape in the meantime. So there's definitely a never been kissed trope in here. I have 2 historical romances. This is A Night to Surrender by Tessa Dare. This is the first book in her Spindle Cove series, which is a historical romance series all about spinsters. So Susanna actually created Spindle Cove, which is like a refuge for women who have kind of been ostracized from society, and she created this town with her father. And enter Bramwell, who's been tasked by his king to form a militia in the town that is mostly full of women, and so he's like really baffled on how he's gonna form a militia with the lack of men here. Anyway, these two end up falling for each other. There's great fantastic banter. It's the great start to a series. And then I also have How to Entice an Enchantress by Karen Hawkins. The heroine in this one has never been kissed before. These 2 characters are actually neighbors. The hero's estate is right next to the heroine's family estate where her father lives, and these 2 were actually friends. They used to bump into each other while walking around and talk about books and whatnot. And the hero is a widow, and he decides to propose to the heroine because he's like, I need a new wife. But the way he goes about it is very insulting, and he like puts his foot in his mouth and does not propose the right way, and it's actually really insulting. It's like the proposal scene from Pride and Prejudice, you know what I mean? And the heroine is so offended, and the hero decides to go to his godmother, who's a duchess, to ask for her help to woo this woman back because he totally messed up. So I love this one so much. It's one of my favorite historicals. For a monster alien romance novella, I have Veridios. This is basically like Groot fanfiction. From Guardians of the Galaxy, the author was said she was very inspired by Groot, so that's what the monster alien creature looks like. He's obviously never been kissed. He doesn't know anything about women or anything like that, but our heroine is a scientist who is studying the planet and ends up across Veridios, this giant branch creature, and she's like, what even? And they actually end up falling in love, and it's really cute. At first he thinks like she's some pet and keeps her as a pet, but he quickly realizes, oh no, she's not a pet. 2 other novellas that I have is Mail Order Vow by Cassie Mint. This one is a mail order bride romance. Our heroine becomes the mail order bride to this very reclusive man who lives in a lighthouse. And it's actually really sweet. He's like this big gruff man, but like he looks scary on the outside, but he's so sweet on the inside. And I think both of them have never been kissed before. And lastly, I have a Mafia novella. This is Brought for Vow by Shauna Bell. This is the prequel to like the character's full-length romance. I still have to read that one, but the heroine has never been kissed in this one, and she ends up being put on this big mafia man's, powerful boss man's doorstep by her mother. She's like, I think 17 at the time. Her mother ends up leaving her there. Turns out her mother's dying and she doesn't know it. This mafia boss owes her a favor. Anyway, the heroine has her first kiss in this book, and the hero is her guardian. So that's all I'll say about that one, but I do need to read their full-length book. That reminds me that I need to read that. Anyways, there you have it. That is the never been kissed trope. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books or if you plan to, and if you don't feel like commenting anything else, you can leave me the kissy face emoji in the comment section down below. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all soon in my next one. Bye y'all.